Hey, we are back with Ron Tite, comedian extraordinaire, creative director, and agency owner of Church+State. Ron, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Tim. It's great to be here.
Hey, look, I want to ask you, let's get to comedy first.
Okay.
What do you see specifically? How are the rules of what you know in comedy, how do those translate to the wonderful world of marketing?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things. Comedy there's no better metric, there's no better activity to judge a metric of success, right? It's like either they laughed or they didn't.
Yes.
And there's no excuse of like, well, you know, the banner wasn't on the wrong placement in the media plan. Like, no, does not matter. Either they laughed or they didn't.
Right.
So that pressure is there. And I think that, you know, you set people up with comedy. And when you make people laugh, you're leveling the playing field because you're making people see the thing from your perspective. And they may not have thought that that perspective exists. But when they laugh, you're like, you just proved that I can force you to look at something in a different way.
Yes.
And that's what we want to do in marketing. They may not think of our products in that way. They may not think of our company in that way. If we can use humor to set them up, shoulders come down, arms open up,
yes.
They're more open to it.
Yes, and now let me hear the rest of the story kind of thing.
Yeah,
they're open
exactly,
to it versus
exactly.
just, it really is. I think it's one of the most intimate ways that we can connect in a business context, that we can make somebody laugh. And I don't understand why more brands aren't doing it.
You know, it's really tough because even though there could be 99% of the room gets the joke, love the joke, it's the 1% like, I'm offended.
Yes.
And I get it. I get a marketing manager going, hey, I don't want to lose my job.
Right.
And I don't want that one letter to come through. I actually think we need greater polarization. I think we need to offend people in some ways.
Yeah.
The people who aren't relevant, who are not in our sweet spot, who aren't right for the joke, they don't get the joke, who cares? They're not going to be a customer. Let's look at the people who we really want to connect with and let's write humor for them. And it's going to help connect in a way better way than 3 easy payments of $9.99 a month.
That's right.
It just is.
That's right. And I guess that's part of getting this stuff approved. Like when I was at IBM, it was about convincing people, yes, not everybody's going to get it. Humor is subjective.
Yeah.
But why don't we serve the people who are going to appreciate this?
Yeah.
And man, the biggest obstacle, the one I hated the most was, this isn't global. and it's just the most absurd thing. And because, you pick up anything else that we have, any other content we have, or marketing collateral, and maybe it's global, but it's boring. Yeah. So just because other people will understand it doesn't mean they're going to read it because they don't care. And that frustrates the heck out of me.
Yeah, it's they go for lowest common denominator to be safe. And like if you look at bathroom signage, right? There's one way to do it. It's like that. It's a stick person in every airport, in every hotel.
Yes.
It's the exact same way. And the second somebody says, oh, what if we had the person in the cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Or what if we had the person, crossing their legs or something? There's some little nervous Nelly within our organization who goes, oh, but the people aren't going to know that it's a washroom sign because everybody else does it this way. And I'm looking at the men's sign right there, right? That's the way they do it. And if we don't do it like that, people are going to be confused. They're not going to understand.
Right.
And everybody else, they lose their spine. And instead of fighting for it, they go, maybe Sheila's got it.
Yes, that's right. John Cleese says that when you're in a room discussing comedy, if all it takes is one person to bring up the fear and say, well, what if there's a chance that somebody misunderstands and it shuts everything down? Yeah. Totally shuts it down.
The very first night I did stand-up comedy, very first night, because normally you do a 5-minute, you go to an open mic or something. I was like, no, not doing that. I'm going to produce my own show, make myself the headliner. I did a 45-minute set.
Your first time?
Very first night of comedy of all time. I did a 45-minute headlining set. But in the middle, in the day, a colleague came up to me and she said, what if you're not funny? And she was afraid for me of like, oh my God, you've sold it. There's 100 people coming to this thing at a comedy club, at Second City, at the side stage. You're doing 45 minutes one if you're not funny. And my reaction was, how funny is that? That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Guy thinks he's going to be hilarious for 45 minutes and 2 minutes in realizes you're not funny. And I think that's the approach that people need to take, which is like, that's fine. If it's not funny, it's not funny. We need to pursue. We got to find the funny. And if we don't find it along the way, then we don't find it along the way.
Right.
We don't stop looking. So I think it certainly takes courage for people to request funny, approve funny, work with people to get to funny.
Yes, but it's going to take a lot to change a corporate mentality to say, let's put it out there, and if people don't laugh, they don't laugh, and we're okay with it.
Yep.
Because this is it's an iterative process, and
Yep.
not everything's going to hit. But I remember getting to a point in stand-up where you have to be at peace with, like, I'm going to say what I want to say, and I hope people laugh. And if they don't laugh, maybe they'll still get something out of it. But you do have to get to that point where you're at peace with, I may not get that instantaneous feedback that I want, and that's not that easy. It takes some work.
You know what? When I hit the level in stand-up where I was totally fine tanking, that to me was like, this is a great spot to be.
It is.
Because early in your career, right, you tank and you're like, I'm not funny. What am I doing this? I've been found out. And later in your career, you're like, I've been funny enough times to know I'm funny.
Right.
And if I don't push it into a zone where it's inappropriate, if I don't cross the line, I'm never gonna, get closer to the line.
Right.
I've got to be comfortable with tanking, and I'm totally fine with tanking.
And I think we all need to get to that place in life. Just to, even for non-comedians, that we're like, look, I'm a good person.
I don't care if I'm wearing Crocs.
Yeah,
I don't care if people think I'm wearing Crocs.
That's exactly it. It's like, I'm doing this. This is who I am, and I'm cool with it. But it takes a lot of you getting comfortable with yourself, and sometimes that doesn't happen until really late in life. But that'll be our mission going forward, to get people to that point where they're willing to wear Crocs. We're going to bring back Crocs.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for being on the show, Ron.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Church+State. What's the best way for us to find you?
The agency is Church+State. It is churchstate.co is the website. Or I'm at rontite.com.
Okay.
Or the great part about having 7 letters in first and last name, everything is just at Ron Tite. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, just at
It
Ron
all fits.
Tite. Yeah,
okay.
That's great.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you. We're going to come back maybe with a 2-hour special. Can you do that?
Seriously, there's so much more for us to talk about.
There is. So we'll do a behind the scenes that's going to be released on the dark web. Okay. Tune in for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Take
for
care,
having
brother.
me.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.